Tales from the Other Side of the Mirror. Stories from the Watcher's War by Johannes Winston Wiley. Facing the Leviathan. In the beginning there was only Mother Alve and her beloved, Father Akirsh. Wanting a perfect home to raise their family, they hung the lights from the sky and the vast kelp forests began to grow. They raised the stone from the ocean bed and convinced the coral to follow suit. Soon Mother Alve was ready to give birth to all of her children, but a stranger arrived one day, cloaked in darkness, to the feast that celebrated the birth of their first child. Alve and Akirsh did not know the figure, but the figure made it clear that they knew the happy couple. "Who are you?" Akirsh asked defiantly. "Who are you that you think you can triumphs into our hall?" "I am Iquitus, lord of the things in the darkness, and master of the shadows. When you hung the lights in the sky, you seized everything from me. So I have come uninvited to collect on what I am owed." "We owe you nothing! Begone!" Akirsh roared. He believed he was protecting his beloved, for Alve sat there stunned in terror by the way the shadows clung to Iquitus. "You owe me everything," Iquitus replied evenly. "But my request is a simple one. I would have a child of my own, born of you both, mine to raise in the land of shadows beyond these lands of yours. And once I am granted this boon, I shall leave you both in peace." Alve sensed a dark and malevolent lie in the way Iquitus held themselves. "Iquitus deceives us," she whispered, leaning in to tell Akirsh. "He will never grant us peace." Fearing for his beloved's safety, he drew his weapons, while Alve was forced to flee. Darkness swept far across the land, as tendrils of night clung to the world, desperately hoping to grab Alve and her unborn child. All the while, Akirsh fought against Iquitus. The war raged, and soon Akirsh longed for the companionship of his beloved. He desired to kiss Alve the way they'd done before Iquitus had shown up. The wars he waged in the eternal night eventually drove him mad. He hungered for Alve so much that he grew to crave her very flesh inside him, for he could not bear to be apart. Long and far did Iquitus search for Alve, but in their search they spread themselves thin. And long did the Master of Shadows hold Akirsh, whose rage, sorrow, and madness festered within him. One day, Iquitus came at last to Akirsh to settle their differences. Seeing Iquitus caused Akirsh's rage and sorrow to burn in his belly, and Father Akirsh gave birth to the Leviathan. It ripped its way out of Akirsh and clawed its way to Iquitus. The Lord of Unknown Things merely smiled. "Look at all that I have fathered," they said. "That is all I ever wanted. And now that I've gotten my due, I shall take my leave. When the kelp forests shrivel and the great coral mountains are razed to dust, you will find me there in the darkest and unexplored places. But know this, my child and Alve's will struggle until the lights in the sky dim to nothing. Your children will face the Leviathan when it is time for my return." With that, Iquitus receded back into their own hidden places, and with them was taken the Leviathan. It was dragged to hell with chains of shadows. On seeing the light return to the sky, Alve gave birth to all living things. Reuniting with his family, Akirsh was paranoid about the dark's return. So he taught his children war, because he knew in his heart of hearts that one day, perhaps soon, his family would once again have to face the Leviathan.